Doing? Look, I'm gonna go ahead and touch bases on what I was talking about when I was basically saying and explaining about the liberation aspect for us. You know, people getting online and they tell you that black people in general, you know, my black heritage race, is that you've been tricked, you was kings, you was queens and all that. And that's good though. You know, it's good, like I said, for us to understand that we are kings and queens. With that being said, nobody ever give us the directions to go in. They always give us the directions to travel back to, which is that's cool because we've been needing that. But what about the directions to travel to? I mean, where are we going forward? I mean, with this dimension and with this world the way it is in technology, we're always moving forward. So I've always found myself listening to these scholars in which they're very intelligent and brother, keep up the good work. But solutions. It's like solutions want to be sold. And so as me going in, trying to find, hey, you know, I just had this great epiphany that what I was told was a lie. So I'm going back and researching, you know, my heritage and how I got here. Okay, that's cool. So how do I prevail from here? How do I progress? How do I keep my kids on the right track? All right. And again, we're gonna one of the things is the intake. The intake. So we're talking about intake. Intake is what you give your kids. I see a lot of people. I mean, I want to know if it's the 7th of the month, but I see a lot of people who receive food stamps. And the first thing I noticed in my shopping in HEB, I noticed that they have two carts, which is by all means good because you got to feed your kids. But you have two cars. Two carts of what? Of what? You've given these food stamps. You go down the hallways. You snatch stuff off the shelf. You don't read what's on the back of it, and you buy it and you give it to your kid. And then you wonder why your kid is ADHD. And you wonder why your kid is not learning things in school on pace, the normal pace that he should have been learning along with the other kids. And it's majority due to the intake. I know this because I give my kids, you know, different types of things other than what normal people, well, I wouldn't say normal people, what I've researched. I've given them different type of elements, and I'm gonna include that so you can give it to your kids too. It's actually good, or if it's completely on you, is what works for me. So food stamps. Now, why they give it to the poor? They give it to the poor because they know you're gonna go buy these products that are genetically modified. You're gonna go buy these products that has monosodium glutamate, MSG, in it. You're gonna go buy these products and you're not gonna read the label because at the end of the day, you don't care because you're buying, you have $600-700 on your food stamp card, and right now you can eat whatever you like. That's how it is. And you don't care to think, they even think twice about it. First of all, that's the reason why they give it to you. Because what you put in your body or you give to your kids is going to determine how they grow up and how they function later on. Again, I'm going to say this again. What you grow and what you give to your kids is going to counter on how they grow once they're older. That's just a little more of a breakdown for it. Now, what I'm really trying to get at is what people need to know about, you know, food stamps. You need to know that once you are given this amount of money for your children, first of all, you need to stop going buying sodas. You need to stop going buying freaking Kool-Aid. You need to stop going buying Dorito chips and stop going buying this candy and stop going buying these canned things so you can make it easier and quicker for you to go through your day and give it to your children. Because I'm going to guarantee you this, you're going to wonder why your kid is not the brightest child in that classroom. You're going to wonder why everybody is in that child's classroom exceeding him, by far passing him, and he's finding himself stuck on the simple things because he cannot understand. This is a fact. This is a fact. With these food stamps, you have the option to do whatever. With your food stamps, you have the option to go organic. Read the labels in the back of HEB. Back of, not the back of HEB, obviously, but in the back of the products that you're purchasing from HEB or purchasing from Walmart. I'm going to include, in my next segment, I'm going to include some of the things to watch out that's going to be in your seasonings. I'm going to include some of the things that you need to watch out as far as your meat products you're giving your children, some of the products that's far as you think that you're doing a good thing and you think that you're starting off right and you're living healthy, when in actuality, you have to understand the products that you buy. Right now, hell, you can even go use food stamps in Whole Foods. There's no reason not to give your child a better intake than what you have been given. Because before we didn't have this technology, before I wasn't able to reach out to you, before I wasn't able to talk to you like this. When you get these stamps, don't go buying Fruity Pebbles. Don't go buying peanut butter and jelly. You need to understand what are in these things. Canola oil, just so you can fry your genetically modified huge chicken breasts or chicken thighs inside of it so you can give to your kids so you can just fill a stomach up. You have to understand what you're giving your children. You know, growing up, I never really had the option to choose what I ate. I mean, mysteriously, I woke up from it. But I don't fault my parents and I don't fault anybody who's raised me because they did a good job, because I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for the people that was placed in my life, for the stepping stones that I had to do. Now, I have to give them that. We're not raised to understand that what we give our children as far as food, you're pumping your kids full of these fruit snacks and you think that it's doing good for your child when actually that yellow 5 and that yellow, I believe, yellow 6 and yellow 5 is actually conducting something opposite inside your child. Taking your child to get flu shots every freaking year, and you wonder why your child always remains not to be able to sit in class properly or failing and flunking on certain things because they can't function. Because you think that it's best. My children have not had a flu shot within the past 3 years, and they have not once caught the flu. I have not been sick in 4 years, going on 4 years. Yet, hold on a second, I've not caught the flu. I've not been sick. It's no mystery. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with this. Be mindful of what you give your children. First of all, I'm going to give you this too. If you're giving your children fruit, do not give your children seedless anything. If it was seedless, how the fuck did it, if it was seedless, how the hell did it grow? How the hell can it reproduce? You don't think something odd about that? You go into the store and you purchasing seedless grapes? But hold on, you never think that if this seedless grape was to fall on the ground, would another seedless grape grow? If this seedless watermelon was to fall on the ground, would another seedless watermelon grow? Ask yourself that. First of all, your fruit. If it doesn't have seeds, do not give it to your children. Do not give it to your children. In fact, I'm going to leave y'all with this one thing that I found online, and I definitely want to share that with you guys. It's about genetically modified plants, and we're talking about the seedless and other plants too. I will give that a little bit later. So according to, I'm gonna give you my source because I like to give you all my sources. I don't like to get up here and tell you these things and rant and rave about things that I don't have sources for. That's the first thing. All right, IRT, Institute for Responsible Technology. All right, the most comprehensive source of GMO health information on the web. Look them up, IRT. All right, now they was talking about risk of GMOs. We're talking about seedless grapes, and we're talking about other fruits in particular too. But right now, I want to leave y'all with the seedless thing because it's a lot of other GMOs, but I'm not going to drop that on you right now. But let's stick with the seedless thing. Okay, it says GM, genetically modified plants such as soybean, corn, cottonseed, and canola have a foreign gene forced into their DNA. They have a foreign gene forced into their DNA. All right. The inserted gene comes from species such as bacteria and viruses. Again, I'm going to repeat that. The inserted gene comes from species such as bacteria and viruses, which have never been in the human food supply. Again, which have never been in the human food supply. You heard what they just said. Genetically modified plants, seedless grapes, seedless watermelons, and you're eating this stuff every day. But you don't know that they just said genetically modified plants such as soybean, corn, and cottonseed. You stay away from those. Anything that has soybean in it, anything that's corn, stay away from it. Cornbread, stay away from that. Anything that has corn in it, stay away from it. Cottonseed and canola. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I'm gonna come back with more information. Again, this is free. Second segment of Wake Up Already. Just wake up already. Wake up.